A YouTuber's death can either cement their legacy as a beloved legend or a horrible person. From Technoblade to Elliot Roger, who died after committing a massacre, here are 9 YouTubers who inspired or horrified the world, starting with Cooking with Lynja, who's very popular on YouTube and TikTok, having an impressive 30 million followers across all platforms. She was known for engaging in quirky cooking videos,
Got a big one! It's huge!
where her fun and wholesome style made it feel like the world was at peace the moment you stumbled upon her content. She's the type of grandma we all need. She always lights up my day whenever she posts. However, in 2019, the internet was hit with devastating news when she uploaded a video revealing she had been diagnosed with throat cancer.
The bad news is, back in 2019, I was diagnosed with throat cancer. It changed my voice, and that's why I think I sound like Marge, Mabel, and Toad.
But things sadly got worse.
In 2021, I was diagnosed with esophageal cancer, but the good news is I just finished my cancer treatment. You go, girl!
Although it seemed as though she would recover after getting her cancer treatment, on January 1st, 2024, she tragically passed away at the age of 67 after years of battling the disease.
Got some sad news. Lynja passed away on New Year's Day. You probably knew her as the fun-loving cooking grandma, but I'll always remember her as the woman who fought off her cancer diagnosis for as long as she could, humbly and quietly without ever complaining, until it got the best of her.
This heartbreaking news. She was an amazing soul and she will always be remembered. It feels like I've lost another grandmother. Goodbye, Lynja. You are one of the most positive voices on the internet. And while Lynja will always be remembered for her quirky, uplifting content, Plasma Master Don cemented himself as a creep. He was a YouTuber with over 400,000 subscribers and, similar to Lynja, was thought of as this innocent and wholesome old man who loved sharing his favorite song covers to the internet.
I want my life into.
Despite his low production quality videos, they managed to gain traction due to his chill attitude and genuine love for music. This is the only thing that has managed to make me smile today. My grandfather passed away hours ago, and this was recommended to me. This made me very happy and sad at the same time. However, as he got more popular, people began to research his background and found some truly disturbing evidence.
Sweetest elderly YouTube cover artist, Plasma Master Don, is actually a recently registered sex offender. And along with it were 2 attached images, one of the Plasma Master Don YouTube channel, and the other of a mugshot that looks eerily similar to this beloved man. The post was then followed up with multiple links leading to 2 separate sex offender registry sites, each showing a man named Donzel Edward Owens, a 73-year-old man from Ohio. The man happened to be arrested on August 19th, 2019, for a crime labeled as sexual imposition, with his victim being described as a juvenile male. So that alone means this Donzel sexually touched a child without their consent.
People need to stop assuming elderly people are quote innocent. They've lived whole entire lives after all, and criminals get old just like everyone else. However, just a week after all of this information was brought to light, Plasma Master Don passed away on December 21st, 2020. Although it's unclear exactly what caused the death of him, it would be sensible to assume that he simply passed from old age. Bro got exposed so hard he died. This left behind a bad legacy where he's remembered for his disturbing and inappropriate crimes against children. But the same can't be said for Apator, who is a Norwegian YouTuber that primarily posted videos of him jumping and skating in or on frozen lakes. But no one would have known that Apator's last video would be a dark prediction of his own death. It was titled, "I am not dead, I am 57 today," and followed the same premise of his other videos. He would normally film himself drinking alcohol before going out to enjoy his day in extremely cold conditions. And although most of these were nothing but ridiculous and funny videos, Apator's On Thin Ice series would be what changed it all. As the title suggests, he would skate on barely frozen lakes and always ended up diving into the freezing cold water. This was a recipe for disaster, as Apator was always intoxicated during these videos. And just a week after he uploaded his final video on November 26, 2021, his 25-year-long partner would make a heartbreaking Facebook post. "You went to a lake near Kongsberg and you were looking forward to ice skating. You were supposed to film yourself and use it in a video. You sent me a message when you arrived with pictures of yourself and the water. Good conditions, you wrote. But something went terribly wrong. you ended up in the ice water, and this time, you did not get up again, as you've done so many times before. In the end, you were picked up by divers and sent by air ambulance to Olivelle Hospital. They did everything they could to bring you back to life, but you had been underwater for too long. Johannes and I were with you when the doctors at the hospital turned off all the machines that had kept your body going. Thank you for everything you have been to Johannes and me. We have endless good memories, and we miss you so indescribably. He helped a lot of people be less afraid of the world and enjoy life. Rest in peace, you crazy diamond. Apator seemed like he was living his best life in his videos, but the same can't be said for Elliot Rodger, also known as the Virgin Killer, whose videos are full of nothing but hatred.
I hate all of you. I will punish all of you for it.
Hello? Yes? 34.
At around the age of 13, Elliot began posting videos where he would complain about his loneliness, depression, and constant bullying at school.
I'm beautiful. You can't deny that. I'm civilized, intelligent, sophisticated. I have a sense of style. And yet you girls don't see it.
Over the years, Elliot would grow more and more lonely, and although he had a couple of online friends, even then, as time went on, they drifted away from Elliot because of how negative and radical he was.
It all has to come to this. I'm 22 years old, and I'm still a virgin. I've never even kissed a girl. You forced me to suffer all my life, and now I'll make you all suffer. I've waited a long time for this. I'll give you exactly what you deserve, all of you. All you girls who rejected me and looked down upon me, and all of you men for living a better life than me. All of you sexually active men, I hate you. I hate all of you. I can't wait to give you exactly what you deserve.
By the age of 19, Elliot considered himself to be completely alone. He'd moved to college and was increasingly more angry at the world and women in specific, as they, quote, denied him a life of love and sex.
You denied me a happy life. You deprived me of sex. And I will take great pleasure in denying you life. It's only fair. All because girls haven't been attracted to me. Why not? I'm such a magnificent guy. I'm beautiful. You can't deny that. It's not fair. I deserve them more. I don't understand you girls.
All the hatred eventually reached a point where Elliot decided to get revenge by committing mass murder on the college students of Isla Vista. He started by unaliving his two roommates, David Wang and James Hong, by stabbing them several times. He then targeted the Alpha Phi sorority house, believing all the girls lived there. During the 8-minute rampage, he would injure 14 and unalive 6 people.
Hello? Yes? 34.
We have 3 girls, 3 women.
They got shot?
Yes.
Before totaling his car and taking the easy way out before the police could get to him. The cringe is real. Imagine thinking yourself a god and supreme gentleman, then being immortalized as the killer virgin. Life is not fair, says a guy sitting in a BMW in designer clothes drinking Starbucks. Elliot Rodger will always be remembered for his narcissistic and twisted mind, while Etika tried to make his viewers happy and still suffered a tragic ending. He was a streamer who built a cult-like audience called the Joy-Con Boys and was known for his energetic gameplays. However, over time, Etika started to act differently, which was worsened when his audience would constantly troll him, making him react in ways that were out of character.
I'm done! I'm done! I'm done! From this point forward, if you think I'm about it for the money, then f*** you! F*** you! I'm doing this because I've been doing it!
As the months passed, his mental state started going downhill, with viewers getting even more concerned after Etika's posts on social media threatening to hurt himself. As a result, the police were called to check up on him, which resulted in him being put in a mental hospital.
Do not step foot into my apartment! You do not have permission!
Hello, sir.
What's going on?
Nothing, I'm fine.
People are worried about your safety. That's why I'm here. That's why I have a shield.
Why'd you block the...
Open your door so the EMS can look at you.
Why'd you block the peephole?
About your safety.
I'm fine.
Glad your hands are empty, okay?
Okay. Okay, here.
Look, okay. Turn around, buddy. Okay. Ow.
We made it! Etika!
And posted his final video on YouTube a few months later.
I'm sorry, yo. I'm sorry I betrayed your trust. I'm sorry I pushed you all away. I'm sorry I made a clown of myself. I'm sorry for leaving such a stained legacy. It was a fun life. I had a great time. It was great, but for it to be cut so short. You know, I wasn't suicidal before. I really wasn't. But one thing I didn't realize was that the walls were closing around me so fast. I really had no intention of killing myself, but I would always push it too far. I know this world's gonna forget me. I know y'all are all gonna move on. And everything's gonna be good, you know? There'll be technology and games and movies I'll never see. I'll never see Attack on Titan. There's a lot of things I won't see. A lot of people who I wanted to see grow up.
Sadly, on the 25th of June 2019, Etika's lifeless body would be found in New York's East River. Goddamn, seeing this knowing Etika is dead gives shivers down my spine. Rest easy, Chief. Tragic. I watched these events unfold in real time, leading up to his death. The few that told him to get help were drowned by the majority of those who egged him on. It's really sad, to be honest. Similarly to Etika, who reminded us of how important mental health really is, Rich Piana showed us how physical health is equally as valuable. He was a popular bodybuilding YouTuber who had over 2 million followers across all platforms because of his incredible physique. However, he stated that he'd been taking performance-enhancing drugs since he was just 18 years old.
So I've been taking steroids for over 25 years, all right? So needless to say, you know, it does its damage, and I'm aware of that. I'm willing to take my chances, but I'm gonna do it as safe as possible.
And despite knowing the detrimental effects steroids had on his body, he continued using them, which was going fine until the 21st of September when this video surfaced showcasing Rich Piana's poor health.
Baby, this is not normal. I know. I've seen stuff like this before. I'm afraid.
Unfortunately, while getting a haircut later that year, Rich Piana unexpectedly collapsed before falling into a coma, dying 2 weeks later on August 27, 2017 at the age of 46. Miss this guy, he truly inspired me to hit the gym. Still watch his videos today. Unfortunately, too much of a good thing isn't always the best. Rest in peace, man, it's a shame. He's a sad yet realistic example of the extremes the fitness industry pushes people to. He seemed like a really chill dude though. He is a true legend. While Rich Piana's content and mindset inspired the lives of millions, Angry Grandpa's videos were just great at making people laugh. He was a huge creator who gained 4 million subscribers for his over-the-top outbursts.
Yeah! And then motherfucker! Grab them! Throw it in a goddamn fucking garbage can!
Like their feet on.
Yeah! Use it to wipe your fucking ass, Bridget!
And as he and his son started posting more videos, they would go viral and millions of people would tune in to see Angry Grandpa's comical reactions.
Dad! Give me some! Give me something!
I don't know where nothing is.
Give me goddamn! Ah! Ah! Goddamn! Damn, Michael, what did you do? Why didn't you wait there 30 minutes like I told you? Damn you!
Who agrees the old ones are the funniest? Who else watches Angry Grandpa movies till they fall asleep? However, as time went on, in 2017, they would become more vulnerable with their audience and voice their concerns about Grandpa's health as he suffered from liver cirrhosis, pneumonia, and skin cancer.
Tell me what? I got cancer. How long have you known?
3 weeks. And you're not gonna tell your own son? No. Turn it off.
Months passed and Angry Grandpa's health deteriorated, with him losing significant weight and looking much weaker. And sadly, on December 10th, 2017, it was announced that he passed away at the age of 67 due to his liver cirrhosis.
I've never wanted to make this video. Today, we lost Angry Grandpa.
the only time I wished I got clickbaited. Angry Grandpa was so much more than someone entertaining to watch on YouTube. AGP was a family, a father to all of us. When I was young, I was going through some really hard and depressing times. I would sit and watch his videos for hours and hours every single day to help me through those dark times. We love you. I hope you rest in peace. Angry Grandpa's legacy will always be remembered as the funny and loving grandpa of YouTube, but Twomad's legacy was a little more complicated. Twomad became popular for his edgy humor and comedy pranks, such as joining an online college class while shirtless, but was best known for this meme that blew up in 2019.
Good night, girl. I'll see you tomorrow.
It was clear that Twomad was a YouTuber on the rise and had a loyal fan base. However, despite having such a successful online career, things would take a dark turn in February 2024 when he suddenly died at the age of just 23, alone in his room while playing Overwatch. According to several sources, the cause of his death was from overdosing on hard drugs like morphine. But what made his death even more tragic was that on multiple occasions, he voiced how he struggled with his mental health and how he had no one to help him through everything. But this is where things get messy. Just hours after Twomad's death was announced publicly, he was accused of some serious allegations. A fellow YouTuber that goes by the name of James posted a tweet accusing Twomad of and murder. I can finally say it. Twomad was a rapist and a pedophile. Over the past few years, he tried to murder me multiple times for helping the police and detectives in multiple states to investigate a lot of horrible things he's done. These were very serious claims, and many people were shocked to hear that Twomad tried to murder Jameski. But that wasn't the full extent of it. Jameski would even go as far as to accuse Twomad of attempting to murder other people. He wanted to take out multiple innocent lives by getting behind a wheel and going head-on on a freeway while being high on illegal drugs. He didn't succeed once, as he overdosed before killing anybody, so he tried it again. In response to Jameski, another content creator named Zestella said, Twomad harassed me for months on my socials and spammed me with dozens of messages saying how obsessed he was and how much he needed to me. With these allegations, many people supported the two victims, even mocking and making memes of Twomad's death. In the end, none of these accusations were ever confirmed, leaving the internet with a bittersweet feeling of his death. Honestly, dying alone to an overdose while playing Overwatch, days pass by and nobody bothered to check on you, no matter what kind of person you are, that is a very sad way to go. It makes me angry that someone came with allegations right after he died. While Twomad's legacy was complex, there was no doubt about the huge impact Technoblade left behind. Alex, also known as Technoblade, was a huge Minecraft YouTuber who currently has over 18.3 million subscribers and brought one of the most devastating news to YouTube when his death was sadly announced. When Technoblade uploaded a video addressing his health after a 3-month hiatus, everyone was shocked to hear he was diagnosed with cancer.
So in the last 2 days of July, I noticed that my right arm was starting to hurt a decent amount, and I thought my best guess was that it was some kind of repetitive stress injury because, you know, I've been playing video games since the age of like 5. You know, the next day, August 2nd, I headed over to the doctor to see what was wrong, and they ran a couple of scans, and then they came back and they told me that the reason my arm hurts is because I have cancer.
Although he had complete confidence that everything would be fine since he was undergoing chemotherapy.
So a week later, I go to meet up with my oncologist who pokes my tumor a bit and goes, "Wow, treatment is going fantastic. This is amazing. Oh, your arm? Don't even worry about your arm, bro. Your arm's gonna be fine." And I'm like, oh, so this is pretty nice, you know?
Things just kept getting more serious, especially after he uploaded, "I almost became an amputee."
So in early October, I'm talking to my surgeon, and he's not coming out and saying this 100%, but the vibe I'm getting is that he thinks it's gonna be necessary to amputate my right arm to actually get the cancer. And so, you know, I'm preparing for this like anybody would.
Despite this, Techno still managed to make jokes of the serious situation.
So, you know, I'm preparing for this like anybody would. I got a Google Doc open, I'm writing down all the jokes I'll be able to tell when I have one arm, like, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
But the video thankfully took a more relieving turn, as he said his cancer was improving.
And in exchange for all of those things, I now have 99.9% less cancer than I used to, which is pretty great. World of difference between that at 100%, but so far everything is going according to plan.
But although his health looked a lot better, just 3 months later, a video titled "So Long Nerds" announced to the internet that Technoblade had passed away.
Hello everyone, Technoblade here. If you're watching this, I am dead. So let's sit down and have one final chat. My real name is Alex. Thank you all for supporting my content over the years. If I had another 100 lives, I think I would choose to be Technoblade again every single time, as those were the happiest years of my life. I hope you guys enjoyed my content and that I made some of you laugh. And I hope you all go on to live long, prosperous, and happy lives. Because I love you guys.
When you die, the cancer dies with you. That's not a loss, that's a draw. Technoblade left a legacy that will always be remembered thanks to his humor and brave life story.
He was talented and also very entertaining.
He would just make you smile and laugh.
He was so much more than just a content creator. So much more than just a Minecraft YouTuber.
Technoblade never dies.
Technoblade never dies.
Technoblade never dies.